Gates are back. Often racing, Mr. Causeway straight out the back with Final Authority. Pin Deep commenced very quickly, and likewise Art of Consent is going to boot through and hold. So Art of Consent, Pin Deep pair off in front. They settle down a length and a half clear. Running third over on the inside is Zach Loves to Fly, and Prince Amongst Men fighting for its head over on the outside, racing a little keenly. Over on the outside of those stranded very deep on the full, a length and a half, Zero Emission Wednesday next of all, and a gap further back behind those coming to the turn is Swim Through, and the last trio were Mr. Causeway, Storm Lord, and Final Authority's got the task in front of it. Around the corner though, an Art of Consent led Pin Deep. Pin Deep now tested by Garth. Pin Deep gets its head in front, a length away on the full. Here's Wednesday. Wednesday cutting loose, and likewise Swim Through charging. Wednesday on the outside reaches the lead. It's Wednesday from on the full, and Wednesday on a Wednesday. Wednesday salutes, breaks through after a real run of outs. Beat home on the full, Swim Through. Pin Deep weakened out of it there, the odds-on favourite, and missed the spot of the placings. In behind those, Zach Loves to Fly, followed home then by Prince Amongst Men, Mr. Causeway, weakening right out of contention. Art of Consent, Storm Lord, Zero Emission, and Final Authority rounded them all up. Wednesday at odds, Stevie Parnham gets home to score for trainer Cliffy Green. First win in 587 days for the Planet 5 mare. But Wednesday, second up, she has delivered an overdue winning result for owner and trainer Cliff Green, beating 7 on the full. Pat Carberry, 3 Swim Through. Chris Parnham and Pin Deep, the $1.60 favourite, weakening right out of it in the late stages to finish back there. A well-beaten fourth. Wednesday takes it out. 5 wins now from 37, but they've come at intervals. But she wins it here this afternoon. 17th attempt at this track. Finally yields a victory in 58.15, home in 33.82, and winning by 3/4 with a half a length, splitting second and third. Good result here for owner-trainer Cliff Green, teaming up with Steve Parnham. Second is number 7 on the full by Regano. Prepared by Aaron Pateman, written by Pat Carberry. 3 Swim Through by Patronise in the yard of Ash Maley, handled by Chris Parnham. And 4th, Pin Deep, making the numbers 4, 7, 3 and 1. No joy for those in the quaddy that stood Pin Deep 1 out at the shorts. Under pressure, heavy pressure on the corner, couldn't cross Art of Consent. Didn't have the speed to find the rail and was left exposed, very vulnerable, after having to work pretty hard and run down in the last 100. Okay, the next of the day, the GTT Ventures Trophy, 1600 metres at 5 after 5, and no changes to come there. Here's Lockie, he's down there in the yard, and a nice change of luck today for owner-trainer Cliffy Green with the very appropriately named mare Wednesday.
Exactly right, Darren. Finally, 587 days since she was last in the winner's circle, but great to see this mare salute on a Wednesday, and Cliff Green joins you now. Cliff, gee, she really deserved this because she's been knocking on the door for a long period of time, but obviously her racing pattern, sometimes she just runs into a little bit of bad luck.
Yeah, barriers haven't helped either, and today he had a barrier, so he could use that and sit just behind the speed. Usually she jumps well, and she has to be dragged back, which doesn't help her, so. But today rode her perfect.
The fact that she hasn't won in such a long time, were you a little bit nervous when she loomed up at them at the 200 metre mark, or when she does get conditions to suit, do you feel she's still fairly genuine?
Once she starts to let down, she lets down really well. So I wasn't, well, I think I turned to stable staff and said, well, with that 200 to go, it's her day. So, but she's deserved it. She tries hard. She had some chips removed 12 months ago, and I was kind of worried whether she would come back after that, but she's the soundest she's ever been. So fingers crossed she can go on with it from now.
Provided she stays sound, she's still an 8-year-old mare. Is she still showing that she's really enjoying her racing?
You just saw it then, yes she is, and yeah, she'll probably go to stud anyway, and so she's probably not got many runs left.
Now talk us through what's going on this upper lip. What's the story there?
I've got 2 weeks head start on the Movember, mate, because it grows so slow, so I have to.
I might join you there, well done.
Thank you, mate.
There's Cliff Green, great to see Wednesday back in the winner's circle, courtesy of a wonderful ride from Stevie Parnham. You interviewed Steve earlier this morning on Radio Scott, and he said that she doesn't win out of turn, but she always puts in, and there today, She had a lovely run in behind the speed, and from there she showed a lovely turn of foot late.
Certainly did. In the end, that 5-horse race that she came through, Sinful Living, Ain't No Other Man, and now Wednesday, it's been a pretty handy little form producer, even though it was only a small field. She snuck back today to her namesake onto a Wednesday, and she's too good for them. Pays $25 and $4.30 there on the tote, and beats home On the Full, who was a really good run for new trainer Aaron Pateman. They'll have plenty of fun with him as they start to take him around to various locations around WA. Back in third was Swim Through, who got to the line quite nicely. But Stevie Parnham joins us now. Stevie, today's the day.
Wednesday, on a Wednesday, yes.
And this mare, on her day, has a nice turn of foot. It just has been a little while since we've seen probably the absolute best of her. But as we saw just there, when she turns up, she's hard to beat.
Yeah, I think, right, you just get the conditions that really suit her well, and she can show her best. Today she had a good draw. She was on a nice track, and the pace was just perfect for her. She was able to keep in touch and get right to them on the corner and show that turn of foot that she's got.
What about later on in the day? Ron's Final Flutter looks like a beautiful pickup ride.
Yeah, very lucky to get fortunate enough to be in that position, and hopefully the horse can run as good as it did first up.
Well done to you, and well done to Cliffy.
Thank you. Cheers.
There's Steve Parnham combining with Cliff Green and Wednesday to take out race number 6 here at Ascot.
Gates are back. Often racing, Mr. Causeway straight out the back with final authority. Pin Deep commenced very quickly, and likewise Art of Consent is going to boot through and hold. So Art of Consent, Pin Deep pair off in front. They settle down a length and a half clear. Running third over on the inside is Zach Loves to Fly, and Prince Amongst Men fighting for its head over on the outside, racing a little keenly. Over on the outside of those stranded very deep On the Full, a length and a half, Zero Emission Wednesday next of all, and a gap further back behind those coming to the turn is Swim Through, and the last trio were Mr. Causeway, Storm Lord, and Final Authority's got the task in front of it. Around the corner though, an Art of Consent led Pin Deep. Pin Deep now tested by Garth.